Welcome to your Pilates Reformer 2024 New Year Jumpstart program. By now you know the drill. We're doing 7 days of full body workouts in an express format where we also add a little extra spice into one area. Today is day 6. We're going to do full body plus extra core. If you'd like to make this a longer workout today, stick around to the very end of the video. I will link another video that you can tack onto this one to make it a longer workout if you like. And of course, please subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And if you would like to extend this series, I will be doing so in my membership subscription, which I will include a link to in the description box below. For springs, let's do one heavy spring, one light spring on my Balance Body Reformer. That's one red, one blue. Let's get started. This series I've plucked from classical Pilates, although I've messed around with the order a little bit because I like to start with the knees down. I think it's a little less aggressive. We will begin kneeling to start. So knees will be down on the machine, hip distance apart, toes curled under. Make sure they are on the bed, and the sole of your foot will be right up against the shoulder block. Hands shoulder distance apart on the foot bar. Once we are here, we're going to bring the hips forward into kind of a scooped position. Now, you may think you can just let go of the abs and hang out here. That's going to really put a lot of stress on your back. So what I'd like for you to think about is hips forward, but ribs down and zipping the abs in and up. Now, while we're here, we want to keep the chest open. Gaze is going to stay high and forward as we send the carriage back. Hips stay forward as well. Think about someone pulling your head straight up to the ceiling. So what I see in class when I'm teaching live is a lot of times people get a little nervous about letting the hips come forward as the carriage comes back and the butt sort of hangs out in this back position. What I want to challenge you to do is really think about keeping the hips forward, but keeping the ribs down, only going back as far as you can engage the ribs. No, engage the abs, there we go. And really keep your gaze up and think about your head lifting right up to the ceiling. That's gonna help you keep this positioned in the right spot and get the right activation. Good, let's take 3 more. Feeling shoulders here too, but definitely a lot of abs. And 1. Good, bring it all the way in. Now hinge back on your hips. I'm going to switch to 2 heavy springs for this one so we get a little bit more lower abs, taking off the light springs. So we're on 2 heavy or 2 red on Balance Body. Still in that same kneeling position. This time we're going to press away against the foot bar. Keep that pressure into the palms. You're going to bend the knees, stick your bottom out. Exhale, extend the legs a little bit, send the carriage back. Hinge at the hips, bring the knees forward. Exhale, take it back. So you want to think about flaring your sit bones back to the back wall, supporting yourself through the abdominals. Inhale as the knees come forward. Exhale, bring it in. So again, a lot of what I see is people wanting to send the shoulders forward and back too. That's not what we want to do. Everything but the legs is staying still. So it's really just the knees coming forward and back, using your low abs to power this movement. If your shoulders are moving, keep constant pressure in your hands. Don't let your head or chest come any closer in toward the bar. If you feel your quads moving, that's okay, but try to isolate lower abdominals here as best as you can. Last 2. And 1. Good. Bring the carriage all the way to a close. All right, so now we do the same thing, but with the knees off. If this doesn't work for you, you could keep the knees down and do the same thing we did on the last one. That's completely fine. So to begin, same position, toes curled under on the bed, soles of the feet up against the shoulder blocks. Let's push up through the hands, get the shoulder blades separated. Lift the knees for this one, spine long. Exhale, extend out, bend the knees, bring it in. You can press away from the shoulder blocks a little bit more, or excuse me, from the foot bar a little bit more. So your shoulders are away from your wrists. We're going to go for 10 more. Knees stretch behind you. That's the name. Abs are supporting you the whole time. Keep your sit bones flared back behind you. You've got 5. 4. You can bring your knees further in than under your hips, meaning you can bring them a little closer to your chest. Last 2, and 1. Bend the knees, bring the carriage all the way home. Let's take a quick child's pose. Hips down to your heels, arms reach forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. Roll up to sitting. Next, we'll go to our long stretch. So this essentially is a moving plank. Your headrest needs to be up for this one. If you have a sticky pad, place it lengthwise on your headrest so you don't slip. Otherwise, please make sure your socks have grips or that you do this one barefoot so you don't slide around. It's important. I unfortunately do not have a sticky pad with me, so I'm gonna use my grip socks. I will switch to one heavy, one light for this one, just to make it not insanely intense. Let's bring hands to the foot bar, shoulders over your wrists to begin. We're gonna push up through the hands, lift the knees, press out to a plank. So we wanna find this diagonal line. So think about your head lifting to an upward diagonal, making a diagonal line from your head to shoulders to hips to the feet. We're gonna press out. Think about your head lifting on an upward diagonal as you come in to bring the shoulders closer to over your wrists. Inhale, press out, and back. And back. Take it slow and steady. Good, I'm shaking all over the place on this one. That's good. It's a shake of truth. Shows us what we need to work more on. Let's do one more. Last one. Let's bend the knees, lower the knees down to the carriage. Take one more child's pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. Roll back up. I'm going to switch back to the two reds here. We'll come to standing on the machine. This time your heels are going to come right up against the shoulder blocks. Your toes are going to lift up so we know we're not placing a lot of weight in the toes. We want it really centered over the heels. Hands on the foot bar. Support yourself through your core and bring your ribs down. You'll see my back was kind of extending and arching. We don't necessarily need a full curve. You can either take this in a full curve or find a more neutral position, whatever works for you. So flare your sit bones to the back wall. Send the carriage back, bring it in, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, send the carriage back, bring it in, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, send it back, 1, 2, 3, in. You'll feel a nice stretch through the back of your legs. What we also want to focus on is lower abdominals engaging to control the movement of the carriage. And again, you can take this rounded spine version if you prefer. I tend to prefer personally a more neutral spine, but feel free to experiment with it and see what feels best. Let's take two more like this. And last one. Good, now we will play around a little bit with single legs. So we're gonna bring the right knee into the chest. We will round the spine for this one. Toes are lifted on that standing leg. Press out and in. Back and in. Abs have to stay on to support you. 4 more. Out and in. Out and in. And again, the torso isn't moving forward, just that back leg is moving forward. Last one, out and in. Other side, right foot down, left knee into chest, rounded spine, right heel pushes back and in. Back and in. Support yourself with your core. Out and in. Torso staying still and in. Back and in. Last one and in. Hopefully you're feeling your obliques on the right and in. Foot down, close the stopper. Just take a big stretch here. Press into the foot bar. Think about your sit bones flaring to the back wall. Press into your hands, lower your chest. You can bend your right leg, twist to the left ever so slightly. Extend both legs. Bend your left leg. Twist to the right side ever so slightly and extend. We'll roll up. Let's move on. All right, for this last one, let's sit up, face the right side of the reformer. We'll focus on arms, back, and obliques. I've switched on to one extra light spring. For me, that's a yellow spring on a balanced body reformer. You could do a light spring or a blue spring. Let's come to a Z sit. So I'm gonna bring my right leg bent up against the shoulder blocks. My left leg is in front of me. If this position doesn't work for you, you can always do crossed, facing side, or whatever works. So I'm going to really try to get this hip as heavy as I can. It doesn't need to be perfectly down on the mat, just whatever you can do is great. The right strap will go into your right hand. We're going to start with the elbow close down to the body. Your palm is facing your ear. Left hand can be on your leg, on the mat, whatever works for you. We're going to sit up really tall, extend that arm right up over the shoulder, grow taller. Inhale, bring that elbow down. Think about all those muscles around your shoulder blade pushing your arm up as you reach to the ceiling. Good. We also want to think about shoulder being nice and heavy down. This is 4. Good. We're going to go for 4 more. Something I see in class a lot of times too is on the descent here, people like to flex the wrist. Keep the work out of the wrist. You got to keep the wrist straight, or as straight as you can. Keep it in your back, in your shoulder, and your bicep. Last one. Good. Now we're going to place your left hand down on the mat. Reach up and over your head. We're going to take a mermaid stretch side, this time with the strap instead of up against the bar. Bend the arm, bring the elbow back down. Palm stays facing down as you reach up and over. Feel a stretch. Oppositional, right hip stays down. Bend the arm, bring it back to starting. 4 more of these to make it 6 on this one. Reach up and over, lots of shoulder, obliques, bicep here too. Reach up and over. Exhale into this one. Upper traps. Whoops, my light went out. Are nice and relaxed. Reach up and over and back. Last one. And back. Very good. Let's move on to the next one while I fix my light. All right, light's adjusted. All right, strap stays in your right hand. Right hand starts in front of the sternum. Left arm starts straight. You're going to exhale, extend the right arm, bend the left arm back. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Inhale, bring it back. So one arm straightens, the other extends. Feeling your back muscles the whole time. So this right hand isn't coming in front, next to the shoulder, it's stopping in front of the sternum. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bring it back. 3 more. Feeling lots of shoulder. 2. And last one. Good. Strap comes into both hands. Clasp your fingers together. Keep your hands right in front of your chest. We're going to twist and bring it back to front. So your right hip may have to lift a little bit to find your range. That's fine. But I'm not bringing the hands away from the center of my chest. We're twisting through the torso, working the obliques, feeling your side abs specifically on your left, most likely. Good. Last one. Good. Back to center. Let's place that strap back down by your side. And we'll go for the other side. So on the left side, your left leg is going to be bent with your left shin right up against the shoulder block. Your right leg is bent in front of you. We'll start with Statue of Liberty. So your elbow is going to bend, come down toward your side. Palm is flipped to face down below. You're going to reach up, extend up to the ceiling. Grow taller as you bend the elbow, bring it down. Exhale, extend up. Inhale, bring it back down. This is 6. And down, keep that left shoulder down as you reach up. And again, resist the urge to flex through the wrist. Keep your wrist really long. Last 2. And 1. Transitioning right into our mermaid. Right hand is wherever you like. Left elbow is bent. Palm faces your ear. We're going to reach up and over. Exhale, extend the arm. Bend the elbow, bring it back in slowly with control. Left arm reaches up and over. Exhaling as you reach. Inhale, bring it back. Tuck the shoulder blade back into your back pocket. Try to anchor your left hip down as best as you can. Grow taller as the arm comes back. Four more. Feel your shoulder blade glide along your back as the arm lifts to the side, and glide back down toward your spine and down as it comes back in. 2 more. And 1. third in this series. We're going to bring that left hand right in front of the sternum, elbows bent and lifted. Right arm starts extended out to the side. You're going to exhale, twist through the torso. Left arm extends, right arm bends, shoulder blades squeezes in toward your spine. Inhale, bend the left arm, right arm extends. Exhale, twist through the spine. Reach, grow taller as it comes back. 4 more. So again, your left hip can lift a little bit here, but you really want that twist happening through your torso. Last 3. Final 2. Do your best to keep the hip as down as you can, though, I should say. And 1. Very good. Clasp your palms together. Fingers are going to interlace. Bring your hands right in front of your sternum and keep them anchored there like there were a bar connecting your chest and your hands. You're going to exhale, twist. Inhale, bring it back to center with control. Grow taller. Keep length through your lumbar spine, your low back. Bring it back to center with control. 4 more. Shoulders stay down. And resist the urge to lean your torso back while you're here. That's kind of a cheat code for getting more range here, but we really are trying to focus on obliques on the right side and shoulders, particularly on the left. So if you're extending back, you're going to cheat yourself out of some of that oblique work. Last one. Very good. Close the stopper and let's move on. All right, let's finish up with final feet and straps just to get a little bit of dedicated legs. We're going to go for 1 heavy, 1 light. For me, that's a red and a blue. Headrest is up. Lie down. We're going to place straps onto the arches of the feet. Legs extend up to the ceiling to start. Arms will be long by your sides. Let's start the legs in Pilates V, heels together, toes apart. Lower the legs to 45 degrees. Let's flex through the feet. We're going to bend the knees, bring the legs to your frog position. Exhale, extend long. Inhale, heels come toward your pelvis, knees stop over the hips. Exhale, extend long. Let's go for 6. Squeeze your glutes, hamstrings, and inner thighs. 5. I'm going to scoot away from the shoulder blocks ever so slightly. 4. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Good. Now we're going to go for Peter Pan, the exercise, not the stretch. Right leg goes out to the side. Bend your left leg. Exhale. Stretch both legs to 45 degrees or your low point. Inhale, right leg bends, left leg goes to the side. Push through that right strap. Both legs meet in the middle. Let's alternate sides. Left leg bends, right leg extends to the side. Press center. Left side, left leg goes side. Right leg bends. Let's do 2. And switch. Don't let those springs do the work of bringing your legs in. You've got to control it. Or do your best. I know it's hard. And last one. Very nice. Now let's point your toes. We're going to open the legs, turn in, toes come together, turn out. Toes go out, turn in, toes go in, turn out. So heels are facing each other on the way out, heels are pointing away on the way in. So we're externally rotated, separate the feet, internally rotate, bring them together. Opening just a little bit wider than my machine. This isn't a super big motion, but we're working hip rotation here. Last 2 before we reverse. And 1. Pause in your internal rotation. Now heels lead the way out, switch, heels lead the way in, switch, internally rotated on the way out, externally rotated on the way in. Turn in as you go out, turn out as you go in, heels lead out and lead in. 3 more. Keep the stretch through your knees. It's okay if the carriage moves a little bit. Last one. Good. Soles of the feet together, knees bend. Bring your feet down to the mat or into the well. Give yourself a nice release here. Open your arms out to a T or to a goalpost, whatever feels comfortable. You could also just hold on to the ropes and hang out here. Give yourself a big breath in. Feel your diaphragm expand up and down toward your pelvic floor. Feel your ribs expand side to side as you inhale. As you exhale, Feel the diaphragm naturally sink together. Good, let's try it again. Big inhale. Feel the diaphragm naturally expand, and exhale. Naturally sink. You are all done. You are almost there too. There's only one more day left of this whole series. Thank you so much for joining me this whole time. If you haven't yet subscribed, it would really mean a lot to me. It's part of how my channel succeeds, as well as when you like this video and leave a comment. There's one more day of this series. If you want to extend it past the final day, please sign up for my membership subscription. I'll include the link down below. And if you'd like to extend your workout today, I'll include a video down below in a moment. Thank you so much to my membership supporters. I appreciate you all so very much. And super special thanks to the folks who've been with me for 6 months or more, my OGs. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow for our final day, day 7.